Earlier, we brought you updates on the attack on the Abuja-Kaduna train and reactions trailing that. Joining us to speak further on that development is former lawmaker, Senator Shehu Sani, who joins us live now from our Abuja studio. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. Well, as it is, you have witnessed a similar incident, although not to the same capacity or severity. What is your take on this repeated attacks on our rail tracks?
Thank you for having me. Well, first of all, this is the second time that terrorists targeted and attacked the train moving from Abuja to Kaduna. And the irony was that the attack happened in the same place and targeted also the same train at the same time. So the point is that since the last experience of October last year, no serious action has been taken to prevent reoccurrence. I wasn't surprised when this train was attacked because it was avoidable. The train that are being used from Kaduna to Abuja don't have the sensors that will alert the drivers that there is any object ahead of them. For many months, terrorists have been using their cattle. They have been heading them towards the rail track, but they have been crushed by the trains. Now they decided to use the improvised explosive devices, which led to what had happened today. And that axis between Kaduna and Niger and the outskirts of FCT has become the operational base of terrorists. And from Saturday, they have been launching attacks consistently. If you can recall, after the Saturday attack, then the Monday attack on the train. But before the Monday attack, the same group of terrorists, numbering over 300 on motorbikes, ransacked and sacked about 40 villages that are between Kaduna to Abuja, and displaced thousands of people who moved to a Jere town that is close to Abuja. And then they also launched attack on the Gidan station 24 hours after. And they are also the same people that launched attack on Zuba Barak, that is in Suleja, Niger State. So the point is that our security forces, our defense apparatus are not taking the war to the camp of the terrorists and has made it easier for them to continue to operate. What I know that is going to happen is that most likely contacts will be established with the terrorists. Ransom have to be paid for them to release the hostages, and then we still go back to the same cycle.
Well, as it is,
we have not learned geography after the last attacks. Yes.
Well, you've spoken about some shortcomings that you perceive are in play here. We know that at the moment, the Kaduna State government frowns at payment of ransom. And as a matter of fact, it's continued to emphasize that point. Where do you see us going from here? Because if ransom payment should continue, as the Kaduna State government has said, it's just like empowering the enemies to continue in their tracks.
Well, first of all, if your loved one is kidnapped and you call people in government, they cannot rescue your hostage. So what do? You have to do what you can to get your son, your daughter, your wife, your brother out of the hands of captives. And one of which is payment of ransom. Look, when the students of Greenfield universities were kidnapped, ransom was paid over 200 million. When the students of Federal College of Agri-Mechanization were kidnapped, ransom was paid over 200 million. When students of Bethel High School, Kaduna, were kidnapped, ransom was paid almost close to 200 million. So that is even the celebrated ones. But for all I know is that ransom has been paid and is continuously being paid by people whose their loved ones were kidnapped. And once your brother, your sister, or anybody is kidnapped and the government has nothing to do about it, first of all is to get your relation or your wards out of the harm's way, whatever it takes. So nobody is going to listen to what the government is going to say. You need to get your own wards out of it. If they are interested in people not paying ransom, then they should go after the terrorists. Now, nobody knows the number of people that are kidnapped and are in the hands of these terrorists now. So if they place the call to you, what do you do? And you place the call to the government, and the government has not, it's helpless too.
Well, when you say government,
you can say what you want to say, but people have to do what they need to do to get their own loved ones out of the hands of captives.
All right, Senator.
Out of these terrorists.
Okay, when you say government is helpless, well, government would tell you that is not the case. Government would tell you they're doing their utmost best to get the matter resolved. As it is, when the Minister of Transportation visited, he requested that surveillance cameras be mounted that can see miles afar. How much of an impact do you perceive this would have on maintaining security around the rail tracks?
Well, there are solutions to these problems. The first solution, if the government is interested, is counting the number of villages that are along that rail track or along Kaduna-Abuja Express Road, which we have about 35 of them. How do those villagers fit into the strict security architecture in terms of protecting those facilities? That is one. Secondly, the use of drones. You cannot protect the road or the rail track without drones. Drones is the easiest way to detect the movement of these bandits and to provide the necessary intelligence information to security agencies to take the war to their camp. Security cameras, where are you going to place them? Along the tracks? The bandits would simply blow them off. Modern train system has GPS, has sensors that detects what is ahead of them. Not just an explosive that is simply a small pack. The train that are being used today cannot detect that there are about 200 cattle that are lying on the rail track until it crushes them. So where is the security? We have not learned anything from the last tragedy, and that is why we find ourselves here. When the rail track was attacked in October, all they did is to tell us that they have used Nigerian engineers to repair the rail track. But is it about repairing the rail track? It's about using technology to protect the tracks and to protect the passengers, which was not done.
You have listed out quite a number of suggestions there. We sincerely appreciate you for your comment at this time. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. Senator Shehu Sani is a rights activist, a former lawmaker. Thanks again.